Hello, hello, hello. I hope you're having a really good time. I know that Euro 2024 is still underway, but during that, we learned what the fixture list is going to look for the 2024-2025 Premier League season. So today I decided to take the time off from Euro 2024 fantasy content and give you some FPL content. We're going to showcase to you the first six fixtures and we're going to tier list them. I believe that it's very important to see who the best teams are in the competitions to start investing in. So the first point of entrance is the fixture list. I hope you enjoy it. As you can see, my sub goal is still going. Yeah, it's here. We're so close to the 800 mark, which is my goal until the end of the Euro content. So let's make it possible, even though this is a FPL content. But we're going to go team by team and we're going to decide in 5 different categories, starting from goated to don't. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Let's dive into it. So, first of all, we're starting with Arsenal. They face Wolves, then they face Villa, then Brighton, then Spurs, then City, then Leicester. The home fixtures are Wolves, Brighton, and Leicester. So that means they have pretty tough away fixtures but pretty easy home fixtures. So you can invest most probably in Arsenal as they're going to be a pretty good side. And against Wolves, Brighton especially, who are with a new manager, and Leicester with a new manager as well, is going to be okayish. Basically, three of the worst six away fixtures are gone in the first five. So it's a pretty tough fixture run, but considering how good of a team Arsenal are, I'm going to start with you can work with. You can always pick a defender or a midfielder slash attacker from their side, and you're going to start delivering some actual results with them as they're facing a good they're just a good side. Next up is Aston Villa. They face West Ham, which is okay. Arsenal at home, Leicester, Everton, Wolves, and Ipswich. So two of the promoted sides, one of the relegation battle sides, and two sides that didn't end the season so well. And home they have Arsenal, Everton, and Wolves. So basically, the toughest fixture are at home. So that boosts their chances. Basically, Leicester, Ipswich, and West Ham, in my opinion, are the easier fixtures and they're away from home. And I believe Leicester and Ipswich are not going to be starting on the strong foot at the beginning. So Aston Villa for me goes to the goated category. I will be looking to invest in their team for sure. Going into Bournemouth, it's Forest, Newcastle, Everton, Chelsea, Liverpool. So two pretty tough fixtures. Chelsea and Newcastle are at home. They face Forest, Everton, and Southampton. So three of the side, two of the promoted, one promoted side, and two sides that were fighting for relegation. But they face two of the toughest oppositions, in my opinion, plus Newcastle. So yeah, and they're not such a good team as Arsenal. So they will be probably wanting to bounce back. So they go into the meh category. I wouldn't start investing in Bournemouth just right now. Next up, we have Brentford with Crystal Palace, Liverpool, Southampton, City, Spurs, and West Ham, with three away fixtures being to Liverpool, City, and Spurs. And that is just tough. So Palace, it's tough. It's really, really tough. Liverpool, it's tough. It's away from home. Southampton, and West Ham. Yeah, Brentford are going into the don't category. I don't see me investing into their side. Next up is Brighton, Everton, and United. Arsenal, Ipswich, Forest, Chelsea. At home, they face United, Ipswich, and Forest. So away from home, they're with different difficult fixtures. Sorry. So Arsenal and Chelsea are away, and they're with a new manager, but they face two fighting relegation and one newly promoted, just like Bournemouth, basically. So they fall into the same category as Bournemouth. Next up, we go to Chelsea, who are with a new manager. But even with the new manager, they have only two tough fixtures, being City and Crystal Palace. By the way, it ended the season. Bournemouth, yeah, they can be considered tough, but I don't find them as tricky as the first two fixtures from the three. So Chelsea is going to have a rough start, but they are in a very good position to continue onwards. Next up, we have Crystal Palace, who face Brentford, West Ham. Chelsea, who is away from home, but they have Leicester and Manchester United at home. Chelsea have City and Crystal Palace, so yeah, they're in a good position now with the home fixtures. But Crystal Palace, Brentford, West Ham, Leicester United, Everton. Yeah, United is a tough picture to say, but last time around, Palace were amazing against them. Chelsea is toughish, but yeah, they're going into the very good category in my opinion. So Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, and Chelsea, I will be looking forward to investing in. Chelsea not so much because they're with a new manager and I want to see how they're playing, but Villa and Crystal Palace for sure. Next up, we have Everton, Brighton, Spurs, Bournemouth, Aston Villa, Leicester, Crystal Palace. So they face three tough fixtures and three not so much. So at home they face Brighton, Bournemouth, and Crystal Palace, while away from home is Spurs, Villa, and Leicester. And you can put it in the you can work with it category. You can get a defender from them and just rotate it for the easiest fixtures. Next up, we have Manchester United, Leicester, Ipswich, West Ham, Newcastle, Forest for Fulham, with Leicester, West Ham, and Newcastle, and United, Ipswich, Forest. So yeah, Fulham are in a good position. So I will be going with a very good fixture run for them. They look solid, and their team is already a seasoned team in the Prem. So maybe you can go for rotating defender. We will prepare a video for rotating defenders pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. Next up, we have Ipswich facing Liverpool and City, then Fulham, Brighton, Southampton, Aston Villa. That doesn't look so bad on paper, but starting with Liverpool and City, then having Aston Villa, and at home you face Fulham, Liverpool, and Villa, while away you are to Southampton, Brighton. Yeah, Ipswich is a don't go for me. I wouldn't be going there for sure. At least for the start, we need to see how they keep improving. Next up, we have Spurs, Fulham, Villa, Crystal Palace, Everton, Arsenal for Leicester. And honestly, that looks like the worst fixture run. So Arsenal, Palace, Villa, and Spurs are four of the better sides in the Prem last season, at the end at least, and they're going to be so basically three European contenders and Crystal Palace, who are, in my opinion, the second best team. Okay, the third best team going into the end run. And having Everton, which are a good defense, even though they were in a relegation battle, they're still a good defense. So I don't want to go to Leicester. It's a don't for me for sure. Next up, we have Liverpool, who face Ipswich, Brentford, United, Forest, Bournemouth, Wolves. Yeah, sorry guys, I just don't care who the fixture, which fixtures are at home. Brentford, Forest, Bournemouth, literally don't care, and they're just a goated fixture run. We need to see how the team is setting up in the preseason, because with that fixture run, even with a new manager, which my strategy is to never go to a new manager's team unless we see how they play. But with Liverpool start, I don't see a way not to get at least one or two players in. We need to see how they play in preseason and need to predict what are they going to do. Chelsea the same, but Liverpool even more, as they have the best fixture on there. Next up is City with Chelsea, Ipswich, West Ham, Brentford, Arsenal, Newcastle. So Chelsea is away and Newcastle is away, but they have Ipswich, West Ham, and Brentford in a row. They're the best side in the league, honestly. So I can put them in a very good bracket, even though they're not that good. They're Manchester City, and for me, that fixture run for them, Chelsea first fixture under a new manager, only Arsenal I consider a tough fixture. So yeah, City is here. Next up, we have Manchester United. It's Fulham and Brighton, then Liverpool, then Crystal Palace and Spurs. At home, they face Liverpool and Spurs, so that looks good on paper. So, yeah, it's very good on paper. They face a newly promoted side, Southampton. They face Fulham and Brighton, so I wouldn't go past them being a bad team. Next up, we have Newcastle. So they face Southampton and Bournemouth. Okay, then Spurs at home, Wolves, Fulham, and Manchester City. They're in a very good bracket as well. I wouldn't look past them. So Yeah, very good. A lot of teams are passing in a very good bracket, so I may need to drop some down, but we'll see at the end. Nottingham Forest, it's Bournemouth, Southampton, Wolves, Liverpool, Brighton, Fulham. Honestly, a very good fixture run as well. So Forest, here you go. I may drop United and Newcastle down just on the top of you can work with it because the very good fixture run it's more than the worst. So yeah, you can work with it basically. Let's leave them now for there for now. So Newcastle, Forest, Brentford, United, Ipswich, Bournemouth. Honestly, for Southampton, it doesn't look that bad as well. They're a newly promoted side, so I wouldn't go as high to consider them to pick players from their side. But for sure, I can work with that fixture run for sure. Spurs face Leicester and Everton, Newcastle, Arsenal, Brentford, and Manchester United, with Arsenal only at home while away at Newcastle and Manchester United. So, yeah, that's another you can work with it team. Maybe below Arsenal, yeah. Next up, we have West Ham. So it's Villa, Crystal Palace, City, Fulham, Chelsea, Brentford. So Chelsea, City, Crystal Palace. Yeah, it's you can work with it. Fixture run for sure, and at the end is Wolves with Arsenal, Chelsea, Villa, Liverpool, and Newcastle. So I'm just putting them in the don't category. So that is my current place. I will for sure invest in Villa and Liverpool players. We need to see when Villa sell Douglas Luiz, how are we going to uh, and Villa how are going to replace him. Liverpool with a new formation. Crystal Palace is looking like a good side, but if they say Ulise, what are we going to do? United and Newcastle, I can put them up. Yeah, very good fixture on. Yeah, let's leave it there. Arsenal, Spurs, Everton. Yeah, it's enough. So five. Basically, we have more teams below them from middle to below. So yeah, the four worst teams to start with. I was hoping Brentford to have a better fixture run, but still, I wouldn't go there. So let's see how now the fantasy uh, world is sorting them. So let's go by difficulty. So first place is Fulham. Okay, they're in a very good position. So they face United and Newcastle. So yeah, they're in a very good position, but they're still Fulham, so I wouldn't invest as much in them as it's saying. Then it's Liverpool, of course. Then it's Crystal Palace. Yeah, I have them around the bracket. And then is Southampton. Southampton is really, really high. They face United and Newcastle only from the difficult sides, but still they are a newly promoted side. So for me, they're in a you can work with it formation. I'm considering form from last season, quality of the team, and fixture run. I'm not saying like Forest has an amazing fixture run, but as you can see, they're near the top and they face only Liverpool from the top of the table last season. So, yeah, basically they're in a very good position. So that's why they're here. Then it's Aston Villa around the top, United is around the top, Forest, Everton, Chelsea, Newcastle. Let's see at the bottom. At the bottom, we have Wolves, Brentford, and City and Arsenal. Yeah, very good for me for City because they face Ipswich, West Ham, and Brentford in the first four. Then it's Newcastle and Chelsea with a new manager. So I consider that a pretty favorable fixture run. Not as good as Liverpool to say, but honestly, if I have to restructure them, it's going to be like that. Then it's going to be Palace, Fulham. Then it's going to be Forest. Then it's going to be Chelsea. Then it's going to be Newcastle. It's going to be like that. Honestly, this is sorted and this is sorted. So yeah, Arsenal, Spurs are in a very bad position. Yeah, you can work with it because they have amazing players, so you can invest. I'm here looking at fixtures, players, form, team, everything. So goated for sure, Liverpool and Aston Villa. Um, form for Fulham and Forest is not so good, but the fixtures are brilliant. So that's why they're at so high at the top, and they're established Prem teams, especially Fulham. Southampton, it's in the you can work with position because they're a newly promoted side, even though they have a good fixture and they're here. So let's not put those sites as high. But no, let's keep them down. Okay, here we have it, guys. That's the final bracket that we have for now. Let's see how the teams will prepare in the preseason. What players are they going to bring? Is the manager roster confirmed? Will they have more changes or will they not? We have to see until the end. We will return with more Euro content, and when I have time, I will address more FPL content going forward. But for now, guys, I hope you're enjoying it. Subscribe, like, all of those amazing stuff. I'm hoping that I'll be available for the deadline stream on Saturday for the Euros deadline. So yeah, let's hope that's true. Let's hope that nothing appears and we will be available. Let's hope we have some fun. Let's hope we improve and work together for Euro and FPO together. So yeah, all those great stuff. But for now, I'll be heading out. Bye.